As an initial test of sleeping in the Kia, I'm going to use my air quality monitor and monitor the CO2 levels while I sleep. I'm going to do it in the garage tonight since there's no airflow to better control. The garage is big enough, I shouldn't have too much impact on the CO2 in here. So I'm going to set this up and give it a shot here. Tonight's supposed to be about 25 is low outside, so the garage will probably get down to 40 or something. And I'm going to turn on the heater for that reason in utility mode. So right now I just brought this from the house. It's already dropped to 757. It'll get down near 400, I suspect. And we'll see what it's at in the morning. In order to sleep in the car, I need to put the car in utility mode. In order to activate utility mode, you go to the EV menu, hit settings, utility mode, and click there. It says utility mode on, and I'm going to set the climate control up. I like it cooler when I sleep, so I'm gonna make sure that it's 67. Another note is when you are in utility mode, you can see that it'll say util down there on the dashboard. It's an important thing to take note of to make sure you're actually in utility mode. And we'll check the battery percentage. We're at 89%. Alright, I'm starting right at 9:45, and the CO2 level starting right at about 1000 ppm, and I have it on utility mode set for 67 degrees Fahrenheit. And one thing I notice is that in utility mode the dash lights are all on, so that might be interesting. Kind of provides a nice ambient glow, I guess. And then we'll see how much it goes up over the next hour when I'll go to sleep. I want to make sure the CO2 is relatively stable before I go to sleep. So that's that. Now I'll have to watch some Netflix. After an hour, you can see the carbon dioxide level in the car is still about right where it was before. I'm currently talking towards the device, so it's been creeping up a little bit since I started talking, but otherwise it's been stable for a whole hour, so I'm not going to worry about that. I think it'll be fine. And the climate control is set to the automatic 3-star setting, so it might turn recirculate on and off a little bit. Now that it's morning, I just woke up. It's about 6 o'clock. The CO2 is at 1400. It actually just jumped up to that when I turned it towards me, so it's probably my breath. If we look at the overnight, it looks like it ranged from about 400 when I brought it out here, or 965, and overnight it stayed pretty reasonable, like I said, until just now, but that's when I started breathing into it. So no issue there. Hit the back. Temperature, you'll see the car kept it right at about 65 all night. And VOCs, VOCs crept up a little bit in here overnight. Overnight, my blood oxygen level stayed between 91 and 98%. There's some error in the watch too, like if my wrist moves while I'm sleeping, or if I put pressure on the watch, it'll hurt the accuracy of it. So, but overall, that was fine. Coming up front here, we see the main batteries at 81%. It was at 89% before last night, and I was in here a total of let's see, from about 10:30 to 5:40. So what is that, about 7 hours? And it went down 8%. And the outside temperature in the car is not shown right now, but let's exit out of utility mode. So I hit the brake and let's hit start. Car turned off there, and let's just start it normally. Oh, there's the temperature. 47 Fahrenheit is the garage temperature. So running the heater overnight in automatic at 67, which kept the temperature between 63 and 65 degrees in here. And according to my temperature sensor, so that drained the battery 8% overnight. What does that amount to? 10% would be about 7 kilowatt hours. So 8%, a little less than that, maybe 5 kilowatt hours. Overall, the experience was quite comfortable, and definitely more comfortable than a tent. And it worked very well for that purpose. I would have no issues personally sleeping in the car with the climate control enabled, but just make sure you have you could either crack a window slightly or make sure it's not in recirculate mode. So I would do that again. Thanks. Like and subscribe.